hello, Savannah. Thank you for tuning in to WRULP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. And you've just tuned into Real Estate Real Talk with myself, Julia M. Spencer, and Daniil Ivanov.
Happy Wednesday, people.
Happy
so
Wednesday.
Nice out there, man. We're going to the beach tomorrow for sure.
It's gorgeous. It is really gorgeous. So if you're visiting our beautiful city of Savannah, welcome. Thank you for listening to the show. And if you live here, of course, you know all about it being so nice here. So
yeah, no pollen yet, no bugs yet.
We get like 2 weeks like this in the spring and 2 weeks in the fall. That's the best time to be here.
Absolutely.
And what else did I want to say? I just had another thought and it just went poof.
Don't know,
It's
but
just
we can
beautiful.
we can give them about
Beautiful.
update what the show is about, what we're gonna talk today.
Yeah, let's talk about what the show's about. So if you just tuned in, this show's about real estate, anything and everything related to real estate. Been on this show for about 4 years now. I've been doing the show by myself. Lately with my co-conspirator Daniil here. We run an Airbnb business here out of the city and the county as well as other areas in Georgia. And we also have a real estate investing business. So we buy and sell tax sale foreclosures, and we do short sales and anything
YouTube
and everything.
channel,
We got a YouTube
Audiobooks.
channel, right? So if you want to check us out on YouTube, we have interviews. Last week we had an interview on with a company that actually specializes in making short-term vacation rentals accessible to all. You don't remember to
Yeah, I
to
forgot the
all
name.
to the
Sorry.
masses, basically. So if you don't have money to invest in real estate, it's an idea of how to get into it without too much financial output. Re-Alpha is the company. So you can check out that interview over on my YouTube channel. It was also right here on the show. And we're actually going to have a replay of that show not next week, but the week after. So in 2 weeks. So tune in again. If you haven't listened to it by then on the YouTube channel, you can hear it right here again at the WRUU website.
On YouTube
Or on
will be
or
like a longer version.
107.5, right.
Yeah.
And on YouTube we actually have the video portion of it as well, so you can see our beautiful faces.
Yeah.
And so if
also you got audiobooks.
there's audiobooks, you
Yeah.
can check those out, but all the videos on YouTube are free to watch. There's about 800 of them, so anything and everything. I think the last one we're going to talk about, the last one was a funny one. I posted it on Sunday, I think.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right.
I'm going to be a little bit better about posting more videos now. I'm back into it. I had kind of took a little bit of a break, but I learned how to edit my own videos, people. So now things are going much faster.
Now we know it depends on the 17-year-old who does it for us.
Right, that's my son.
Hey, Julian.
Hey, Julian. So that's what we're going to talk about. Usually what we do in the show, too, we intermingle our dry topic talk with music. And we try to keep it upbeat and happy and kind of wake you up at the lunch hour. So if you are off getting your lunch right now here in the city, you're listening, or anywhere else you're listening, really.
That's perfect. We were just on the square. What square? Where we located?
Troop Square, downtown Savannah. We're really close to Troop Square. This is where I think St. John the Baptist Church is here really close by. And we just got
it's very cool
a
to
drink
grab
from
lunch
the
just
Fox and
on the
Fig right around the corner. Is beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
So.
You can grab lunch when you're on a lunch break.
And if you know where our studios are, you can always come to the window and wave at us.
Yeah, just don't knock on that.
Nobody's ever come. Sad. Yeah, and that's it. So let's play some music and let's get right back to here after the musical break. Bye-bye. See you in a minute. Thank you for being with us here today on a Wednesday afternoon with Real Estate Real Talk. Julia M. Spencer and Daniil Ivanov in the studio live today. And we're going to give you some more funny stories about our Airbnb adventures, I guess.
We get them every week.
We get them every week. So you want to get into that business. You're up for a treat. You don't need a soap opera. So anyways, we're nearing the busy season. And busy season for us means more money, obviously.
And more problems.
And more problems. So this last week was issues with grease that was being dumped in our drains.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's actually if you're a host.
And what we're having right now, actually, I was going to cut you off there for a second. We're Airbnb hosts, and what we used to do is short-term vacation rentals, but we're still working with the county on getting our licenses renewed for that. So in order to be on the right side of the law, we are currently not renting anything below 30 days, which excludes us from having to get a license. So a lot of the guests that we're getting right now are working crews, people that work, for example, at the Thunderbolt Marina. We have a lot of people from there. I think the word got around that that's like the closest place to our houses, so people can be at work within like 3 or 4 minutes.
We get a lot of them,
And then we have a lot of construction workers, people from out of town doing stuff around town.
Or people just moving in town. We're getting a couple of those looking for the house or waiting on the house to be closed on.
Yeah, or just trying to shop around, So we have a lot of people that stay for a while, which means they do a lot of cooking, obviously, and that's where we come to our problem from this weekend. We had to check out on Saturday and a check-in on Saturday in the same house. And on Friday night, the guests contact me and say, hey, we just came home from work and we're trying to clean up, but all your drains are clogged and your dishwasher doesn't work. And
the drains were clogged in the kitchen, so it wasn't, which I'll come to it too. So it wasn't all, but the kitchen sinks and obviously the dishwasher is connected to.
Right, and so, and it was curious because the one thing, they wanted to stay longer, but I couldn't host them longer because of the people coming in. They said, well, if your other guests don't take the house after we leave because of the clogged drains, we'll take it.
So we
were
crossed
thinking,
our mind that possibly it was a sabotage.
Yeah, maybe it was a sabotage so they can keep the house longer, and that happens, believe it or not.
But what was bad, because as you know, last weekend we had Monday was President's Day, so it's a long weekend. And of course everything happens, as you know, it's the law, the Murphy's Law. It happens always on the weekend where you cannot get anybody.
All the problems pop up on Friday afternoon, evening.
Yeah. And so on Saturday you try to get the plumber. Well, we found out about it on Friday at 9 p.m. You can't get anybody on the phone on Friday at 9 p.m. So in the morning, even if you look up the 24/7 emergency plumbers, it's what they're advertising. It's not the case.
It's not 24 hours.
It's
never.
not. Yeah.
Well, they answer the phone in 24 hours.
Yeah. So I found couple plumbers, couple companies. Well, again, we're not advertising. So a couple big companies were found, but again, they like, oh, we'll call you after 3. But my check-in is at 4, so I don't have time, and I got to clean the house still.
Yeah. Yep.
All the dishes were dirty.
There was not a single dish that was clean. Let's say it that way. Not just all the dishes were dirty. Everything was used, and not even just used. They left food in it.
Yeah. And so thank goodness we actually have couple houses around. We live around the block. So Julie actually had to, while I was playing Master Plumber, learning how to do that.
Yay.
Yeah. And
I picked up all the dishes. I had my son carry them.
And hand wash them pretty much.
Hand wash everything because it's faster.
Yep.
And then carried it all back. I mean, it took 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and pretty much what happened was I don't know how to do plumbing, so I called friends of mine. We have a friend of mine who lives in Macon, Georgia, but of course he will not drive on Saturday, 2.5 hours just to do it. But he kind of walked me through. So, yeah, so first of all, how you know about plumbing, what I learned, if you don't know much, like me, if all the drains are backing up, that means it's a main line. If your bathtub, hand sinks, pretty much anywhere with
toilets,
toilets, the washer and the washer, I mean dry doesn't have water, but washer, if all of this backing up and the kitchen, that means it's a main line. So like if
from the house to the street.
From the house to the street. So at this point, unless you know a plumber, or you would need to have like a heavy machinery. You would need to go from outside, run the snake electrical, which you can get at Home Depot, but like a heavy duty one, because main
you
line
can rent them
big.
Actually, yeah.
But since we only had the kitchen, so what I did is first I went to Ace Hardware and got it's called Liquid Fire. I guess it's a plumbing liquid. It's like an acid. It works, apparently it works magic, but it didn't work because it was so much grease.
Oh, it worked on your hands. You got like
I got burned. Yeah, so you wear the gloves, cover your eyes because this thing's burned.
yeah.
So first we tried to do that. That didn't work. And how we figure out about the grease, by the way, because all the pots and pans had
Grease in them.
grease in them still, and the guests weren't even saving the grease in the bowl, like in the refrigerator. The picture I sent you.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was just so much grease, and people were just dumping, and obviously once it hardens, that's it. It's a plug. So the liquid fire didn't work. Then I went and got, because I needed a bigger snake anyway, so I just bought for myself, for my toolbox, like a 10-footer. I thought 10-footer will help. That's what the guys at the store told me. Apparently the clock was way down, not in the main line, but very close to when the kitchen connects to the main line. So at that point, I went to Home Depot, and it wasn't that expensive. It was $30, $30.50.
Yeah, I think you
for
paid
4 hours.
$50 deposit, and an estimated fee was $30 for 4 hours, but they gave us some money back. Or
Yeah, you pay
something that.
I think it was $25 to rent for 4 hours, that snake electric one, and then $25 you pay the deposit, and you use it for
They give you 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. And if you never return it, you're gonna get charged on your credit card like $800. So it depends whatever equipment costs. So that thing actually, yeah, I've been messing with it for about 2 hours, I do believe. Drive to Home Depot and back, but it worked. Now I know what I'm doing. But before you start doing the snake thing, you obviously want to take the pipes underneath the sink, the plastic ones
unscrew
support.
them.
Yeah, unscrew them. And you can unscrew them with your hands. I mean, they're not that tight. And just double check if they might be dirty. Again, somebody suggested you can use wire hanger, just straighten it out. Try to, if something is blocking that pipe, you can do it that way, or take it outside to your water hose. And just under the pressure, it can blow it off too. So it was a kind of good experience because I never done plumbing. So now, learn by doing. So now I know what's going on.
I'm proud of you.
So yeah. So we even were thinking, like, if I don't have anything to do, maybe start the business, like emergency ones.
Yeah.
Invest in a snake and drive around.
Snake your pipes, I mean,
Yeah.
it's apparently not that hard. But you said there was 2 different machines, so talk a little bit about that.
So I didn't know exactly. So I went with the cheapest one. It was a 25-footer, and 25-foot, that's about how we calculated from the kitchen, from the main line to the road. It's about 25 feet. I was like, I don't need any bigger. So they had the hand machine where you actually got to hold it. And I think like, oh, it's going to be quick. But no, snake moves very slow. So imagine holding it for like, you're getting tired holding that machine. It's pretty heavy. But then there was the standing one. So it's a little bit more expensive. I think that one was like $50 or $60 for 4 hours. But next time I'm still going to do that, because then you just plug it in, sit your butt down, and just monitor the snake.
Right. And so what it does is basically a long cable, I guess, or something,
Yeah, it's a
like
longer
enforced cable with a
it's-
brush at the end that goes around in circles.
Yeah, it's like a regular snake, how you usually
Yeah.
do manually. But this is just electrical. It looks like a pressure washer. You just standing
Okay.
on the wheels, just
Yeah.
put it down. It's longer than 25 feet, but I didn't know what I'm doing next time. Obviously, I will
Yeah.
not be.
And it
that-
just basically works its way through from the beginning where you put it in till the end, and it takes a while.
Yeah, and you don't actually, and you do not, because with the grease, that's also the plumber told me. The grease, it's something you don't feel. Like if you have really something stuck in the pipe, you will feel once the snake
Right.
releases. So with the grease, you don't feel it. So you actually got to go all the way down and all the way back just to make sure, because you don't feel it.
Yeah, because it's slimy and soft,
Yeah, it's soft, so you
probably-
don't feel it. But so it worked out, which was very good. But another thing, what we did directly, Julia went online and we did for every single house that it's in the house rules. Do not dump the grease
Yeah.
in the sinks.
Well, and that's the thing. You can put that in the rules and people will follow it, and some people won't, Or they won't even read the rules, I mean, you can have house rules out the wazoo,
Yeah.
You're just not gonna. Are you gonna collect on this if somebody doesn't follow the house rules? I don't know.
It's kind of your call,
If
I would say.
if you're with Airbnb, I don't.
You would need to prove it that the grease was there, but you don't see the grease. How
How
would
do
see it?
you? Yeah, it's just like whenever I say I need to pay extra money to have this house cleaned because it's extremely dirty. I mean, you can send them pictures of it being really dirty, but then what they want to see is a receipt from a cleaner.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we clean either ourselves or we have somebody that just comes and we pay them cash, so we don't get a receipt. So how can you prove it? This has always been my issue with Airbnb. That's why I don't even charge cleaning fees anymore. I just add it to the price of the accommodation.
And what's dirty? Something dirty to you might be not dirty. What's the level of dirtiness everybody has? So
right. And also what I've learned recently being on these Airbnb chat channels is that Airbnb has algorithms how they rank different listings for a particular area. And you can be ranked pretty high according to the price that you charge. So if you're the lowest, that's what people search on. But if you're not the lowest, they're going to rank you by whether or not you charge fees. And one of the fees is basically cleaning. So if you have a cleaning fee, you're going to be ranked lower than somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, might as well just add the fee to the nightly rate because that's...
And the first thing the guests, a lot of times, if they want a discount, the first thing they say, hey, take off the cleaning fee.
Right.
But if they're not there, you kind of
if
can
there's
avoid
no
that
cleaning
question.
fee, exactly. And then the other thing that we had, talking about Airbnb, we can talk a lot about this week because there's been some changes in there.
Yeah, there was some changes. And what brought me into the cleaning, we also wanted to talk about, which is, okay, that was with Greece pretty much. You've heard the story, so I think that's it on that Greece
Well,
story.
and also I was going to say, let's finish that part because we're close to the half point here. But if you wanted to see us talking about the plumbing a little bit more, there was actually a YouTube video, like I said in the beginning of the show, that I posted on my channel on Sunday, where we're talking a little bit more about how we basically spent our whole entire Saturday fixing these issues.
Yeah.
There was another issue, and that had to do with the carpets. So these people were not just nasty dumping stuff into our drains, but they were also
dumping it on the carpets.
And the carpets were disgusting.
Yeah, you cannot get grease out of the carpet. Even we had the steam cleaner.
We had a steam cleaner. We tried to steam clean, brought the carpets to my house and tried to clean it there, and it would have been a waste of time. Yeah. So
we come up with a better idea.
We came up with a good idea, and maybe you want to use this for your home, maybe not. It worked good for us.
Yeah. Well, you wanna?
Yeah. So let's play some music and some
we'll
announcements, and we'll talk. Come back to it. Yeah, we'll tell you what we did with the carpets to get them sparkly clean with very little cost.
Yes, it is.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay on. Don't go anywhere.
The Savannah Stopover Music Festival returns on March 11th to 12th, 2022, to the grounds of the Georgia State Railroad Museum with bands such as Of Montreal, American Aquarium, Soccer Mommy, and We Were Promised Jetpacks, Paul Stelling and Tall Tall Trees, and local bands such as Basically Nancy, Lynn Avenue, and Bastardane, as well as local food trucks, vendors, and more. Tickets and more information are available at www.savannahstopover.com.
Bike Walk Savannah offers bicycle education programs for children and adults, including bicycle rodeos. Nationally certified instructors ensure that all education programs are safe, informative, and enjoyable for participants. They also offer customized programs for businesses and other organizations that are seeking to make bicycling and walking part of their employees' wellness programs. More information is available at bikewalksavannah.org.
Now, and running through the end of February, Location Gallery at the corner of Liberty and Bull Streets is holding a 300 and under sale of original artwork. All purchases during this period will benefit WRUU. Gallery hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You can also find and shop at Location Gallery online at www.locationgallery.net.
And thank you for staying with us for Real Estate Real Talk with Julia M. Spencer and Daniil Ivanov. I have one more announcement for us. And that would be the one about the Best of Savannah voting. So it is almost that time again to support WRUU through your vote in the Connect Savannah Best of Savannah poll. Voting begins on February 28th and lasts only 2 weeks. Remember to vote for WRUU in the categories of Best Local Radio Station and Best Local Talk Radio. If you see a favorite WRU morning program or WRU radio host, please vote for them as well. Thank you for listening to and voting for WRU in the Connect Savannah Best of Savannah poll.
And we won last 2 years, maybe
Yes.
even more.
That's right, that's right. So we are aiming for another win.
Yes, absolutely. And we've been just laughing about a couple local band names.
Yes, we love
Soca Mommy and Tall Tall
I
Trees.
know. I want to go to Stopover so bad, but I won't be in town during that time. So it's so sad. Off Montreal is awesome. That's probably going to be I really, really regret not seeing them.
Well,
They
we have a friend coming while you gone from New York. I might take him.
Yeah, you should maybe, yeah. Because I'll tell you, Off Montreal, I love them. They have the
Alright.
best stage shows.
We'll check it out.
Wild. I mean, if you've been to Savannah Stopover before, you know what I'm talking about. Check them out.
Yeah. So we're going to continue a little bit. We've stopped on the carpet situation.
Yes, the carpet situation, we do have a trick for you. If you want your carpets clean, you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on cleaning your carpets, or, of course, if you want to spend hundreds of dollars on cleaning your carpets, you can just give them to us.
Yeah, call me. Exactly. I'll stop
Nah,
by.
I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is we found a little bit of a trick of how to handle that, but it only really does work if your carpets are high quality and they're
And the
not
heavy,
like
and the heavy, I guess.
heavy and not made out
thick.
of like something fragile like silk or something. I used to have, I don't even know what happened to that. I know where it is. Never mind. So, but if you have a carpet that needs some cleaning and you've tried with the steam cleaner and the vacuum and it's just dingy looking and stuff, and you can't really stick it in the washing machine because they're too big,
Yep.
here is your option. Go.
Yeah, so we do own the pressure washer. And we were like, let's try this. Because the carpet's one of that new, and just in case if we destroy them,
No big deal.
not a big deal. So we just
Yeah.
like, let's give it a run. And actually, that's video and the pictures before and after on YouTube.
Yeah, you can. We did it with 2 carpets. So we did it with a runner
Yeah.
and one like a big living room carpet.
Yeah, and that one has actually grease. Both of them had like a greasy spots. I don't know from, well, we guessing from where.
Yeah.
But it really...
And dingy looking. They weren't
Yeah.
like people were just walking on them for a long time.
Yeah,
you
and
can
one was
tell. Mm-hmm.
like a light blue, but it wasn't any more light blue when we brought it.
It was gray.
It was gray.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pressure washer, literally, I mean, it took me, maybe each carpet 5 minutes?
Not very long. Yeah.
Yeah, and it really brought it like it's brand new. And,
Yeah.
and you went after with the steam cleaner.
Yeah, the steam cleaner I just used to suck out the water that
the
was
water.
left
And we left it overnight. It was a good weather. Overnight,
outside. Yeah, we
outside, so-
hung it over our porch.
and then what was
railing.
it? Yeah. And then in about 24 hours, it was
was-
dry.
Almost like new.
Yeah. So here's the
Here's
life
your
hack.
solution.
Yeah.
Life hack: get a pressure washer. I mean, if you have a lot of properties, or even if you have just one property, you probably
It's
have
always
a
nice.
pressure washer.
It's
already.
always nice to have a pressure washer. We collect, because I have the lawnmower, the leaf blower, chain. So just the little things. Obviously, if there's a big issue, I'm not touching it. But like something small, you don't want to pay somebody $300-400 just to show up. And we do have here in Midtown a
Right.
yard so small, but they still want to charge you like $100. It takes me 10 minutes with a lawnmower to
Right,
take care
right.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it pays to invest in equipment these days, especially because labor costs are astronomical.
Yeah.
So-
And like a basic stuff you do, like blowing the leaves. I mean, how difficult it is.
It's actually fun.
Yeah, have a beer, on the weekend and walk around with a leaf blower if you
Right.
want,
Right. But the pressure washer was a great idea. So if you want to see before and after pictures of the 2 carpets that we did do, that video is on my YouTube channel. Very easy to find. Julia M. Spencer. Don't forget the M, because there's another Julia Spencer that publishes fictional
California, right?
novels or something.
Was
yeah.
she in California or something?
Yeah, she's like a big lady, and she's publishes books. I think she's pretty famous. I don't know, but that's why I put the M in the middle.
Yeah.
Stands for money, I guess.
But another thing, for me, it was I'm going back to the plumbing. Another property, we had actually a water bill issue.
Yeah, we had a water bill issue. So this is our 3rd issue we want to discuss today.
Yeah, and it's kind of, for me, again, this time I was actually with our maintenance guy, again from Macon. Hey, Joe, if you're listening.
Yep.
He's
Hi,
our
Joe.
friend, and sometimes he comes in and eats a lot of crab legs, so
And-
it helps us out.
Yeah, we love him.
But this time he was actually teaching me, and so what happened was in November, this property
It started in September, I
started
think,
in
this problem.
September. Yeah, so
So what I was seeing, let me just
ahead.
introduce it. What I was seeing is I was getting water bills that started to just slowly, not very fast, but slowly, it's inching its ways up to the point that this started in September, to the point that this last bill that we received this month
3 times
was
right?
3 times as much as normal. So a normal water bill over 2.5 months or so was like $100 to $150.
Yeah.
It was now close to $500.
And and what interesting is 2 houses. We have a 3-bedroom house and a 5-bedroom house literally right next to each other. And nothing changed. So we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out why is the water bill so high. So the first thing we did is we called the
The city,
city and asked them to inspect their meter and their plumbing from the street.
because that's what they're in charge of. So
And-
before the
And
street,
it's free. You can call them.
yeah,
to
they
do
can
that.
show up, but they also backed up right now because we've been calling for like a month, and they were so backed up because I guess a lot of orders coming in, or they don't have anybody to work. I don't know.
Nobody to work, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is, but what's bad is if they found the leak, you can adjust it. Either it's inside the house or outside the house. But the problem is they will not stop. You're still gonna pay the late fees, and you're gonna pay whatever you owe.
Right.
Before
But you
you
can make a
fight.
payment arrangement. So as
Yeah.
long as you pay, a quarter
Quarter.
for the bill,
What
they
she told me.
won't put you on the shut-off list.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a naughty list up there. If you don't pay anything, they move you up there whenever they decide to cut you off. But if you make like at least minimum payment, which you said like a quarter of the bill, then you're kind of like, oh, they're trying, so they will not do anything.
Right, right.
So that's a good thing. But what the issue was, we couldn't figure that out. The city came out, looked at it, said no, everything is good on our side.
And then what we did is we started looking at the meter ourselves. And
Yeah, and
it
the
was
guest-
actually easy to find and easy to look at.
Yeah, the meter's usually located close to your mailbox or something around your house. It's just on the ground. It's a metal thing. You pick
Yeah, like a metal cover on.
plates, whatever. Yeah.
And there was water inside. That was our other question.
Yeah, there was the water inside, and which is normal apparently. I thought maybe it's the meter leaking, but apparently it's no. It's underground waters. If it rained day before.
Yeah, the
it
water
goes
table is really high, she said, so it's normal to find water in the meter box.
Yeah, so it's not a problem. But where the problem was, the guests were gone from the house. So we're looking at the meter, and the meter is not running. It's just, obviously nothing is leaking in the house because the meter is stands still.
Right.
But the bill is still, we need to figure that out. So what we did, we went around the house with Joe, our maintenance guy, who is helping us, and we opened. I was staying outside with a cell phone. Oh, no, vice versa. It doesn't really matter. One person stands by the meter, another one goes in the house. And what we're doing is you're going by every sink or any water supply. So obviously with the washer machine and the dishwasher, you want to do it last because it takes a minute. So you open this first sink for about 2-3 seconds. Another person on the cell phone by the meter and just looks how fast is it spinning, how fast is it spinning, is it working, not working. So pretty much it was a method of elimination. And what we found out is that apparently one toilet in the master bedroom was leaking, but how we didn't see it because the guest, and what interesting was it was 2 different guests staying. So instead of telling us that the toilet is leaking, it's broken, they just shut off the water to the toilet, and every time they used it, they opened it again underneath. So we never knew there was the problem.
Yeah, they just turned it on and off as they needed it.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out because when I do my check-in of the house, I walk around and checking if my internet connecting, if the light bulbs, your standard walk around. Now I added to my list, flush the toilet, and wait and listen. Because I flushed the toilet and I walked away, so I was like, I flushed it, it works. But then I didn't hear any water running because I already left.
Right.
So that's where was the problem. So now we adjusted it, we found the leak, and usually guests, in our experience, the first ones who's gonna call you with a problem. But for this time, nobody called us.
Yeah.
So, and of course, it was just a basic flap
I mean, we usually appreciate the fact when guests don't call us and leave us alone, but
But
in
when you
this
gotta pay
case,
$150,
they should have told us.
yeah, because the flap is really like $5 or $6 at Home Depot. It's all it was. But I replaced the whole unit. I mean, the whole system, because it's like $14. So might as well. But pretty much, it's that's another kind of. So the life hack gonna be like that. Just go eliminate each water supply and look at the meter. This is how we found where the leak was. So that was pretty much that story. And I think you have something very good, which about Airbnb just changed some of the rules.
Oh, yeah, regarding pets. That's another thing that came out this week. So if you're an Airbnb host, obviously we're kind of bound by whatever they decide our agreement is with our tenants in terms of what is it that we have to follow in case of a dispute. And there's always been a lot of disputes along the lines of bringing pets to your reservations, to your listings, to your houses. A lot of people don't want pets, obviously, because there's a lot of issues with cleaning. Some people bring a lot of pets when they're only supposed to bring one or two. And they just basically violate these rules. And the way a lot of guests have been going around this is basically just saying that, hey, my animal is an ADA certified service dog. And you can, and I've made shows about this on this channel as well as on the show, that you have to regard a service animal as part of extension of the human. So they have to be allowed no matter where, including your residence, even if it causes, due stress to your property, you still have to allow them because that's the rules, and I think that's proper too. I mean, if somebody is really in need of requiring an assistance dog or assistance pet, that's something that needs to be allowed anywhere. But the question was that there's another category that sits a little bit below the service animals, which is the emotional support animals. And they do not perform any kind of specific service. They're just there to calm the human, basically, and provide the emotional support that they're there for. And, of course, the rules have always been that service dogs are allowed. And with Airbnb's rules, emotional support animals were part of this category. So basically, if somebody wanted to bring, just in summary, if somebody wanted to bring their pet, they can just claim it's a service animal or an emotional support animal, and there's nothing that you can do about it. They don't even have to tell you that you're bringing the animal.
Yeah.
And this causes a lot of problems because, if it's, let's say it's a cat, a lot of people have a lot of issues with allergies,
Yeah.
so the cleaning after having a pet stay, especially for a longer stay, takes a long time. And they still can maybe not even clean it all the way. I mean, your sister-in-law, for example.
Yeah, she if there was a cat in the house somewhere, just walked in the house, that's it. She's a mess.
Right. And so we can't claim that we don't have pets if a previous guest just brought their emotional... Anyway, there was a lot of discussion about this on the chat channels, on the Airbnb, and a lot of disputes and angry hosts for people misusing these rules to bring whatever pet and however many pets that they want. And the rules have just changed recently, and as of this week, actually, yesterday, I believe. And Airbnb now says, yes, service animals are still allowed without question. You can ask, obviously, the questions that you're allowed to ask. You can't ask for any certification documents, but you can ask what is the animal, the service that the animal is supposed to provide. And, you can require that the service animal always is with the human.
Yeah, when you made that show, there is a list right there on Airbnb,
Right.
what you're allowed to ask, what you're not allowed to
Right,
ask.
and there's 2 or 3 questions, and one of them, of course, is what kind of service are you going to be staying with the animal the whole entire time? So you can't leave the animal at home in the listing when you're not there. I mean, service animals that are emotional support animals that don't provide a specific service are at the discretion of the host now, so you can refuse them.
Yes.
Or you can charge for them.
Yeah, well, another problem
In
what I
both
was-
cases, actually.
Yeah,
I believe.
actually, and in another problem, what I was thinking, not only like, well, yeah, cleaning issue, not only just the animals can be messy. We also talked about allergies. Another thing, sometimes people bring the big dogs and stick them in your yard, and then they start barking, and your neighbors, neighbors don't like a lot of
Or
hoses.
leaving
Yeah.
landmines, I mean, you have to go around your yard and pick up their
Yeah, landmines.
excretions,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do a lot more, and you should be able to
Well, the animal
charge
will
for that.
attack. Yeah, will attack another like animal. Or if your neighbor's animal, then you have another problem on your
Right,
hand.
right.
But what we did is actually, because a lot of people been calling us and asking us,
Can we bring our pets? So these people that are actually admitting, okay, we have pets, they're not service animals, can we bring them? Our policy has always been no, but we are now kind of, since we're having stays in reservations of much longer than 30 days sometimes, or at least 30 because of these licensing issues now.
Yeah, you
that-
don't want to lose the business too, how we kind
Right.
of look at it. But here's what we did. We researched it, and you can do it in your area.
Professional cleaning service.
Professional cleaning services. And the one, we have a house in Atlanta, Georgia area. And that's a 4-bedroom house. It's pretty big. It's 2,000 square feet. But the bill they told us they will do it, but it's going to be $776 for a one-time cleaning. So not a problem.
It's a business to get into, people.
Yeah, I will allow the animal, but you got to pay $776. And we were just actually having a discussion. A lot of people treat the animals like they're kids. But guess what? When you go on a vacation, you pay for your kids.
Right, and you have to pay a pet deposit too. That's
Yeah.
usually not even refundable in an apartment. And, if you want to bring them on an airplane, you got to pay.
Yeah. So
You-
it's kind of, it's up to you, but we're going to start allowed it, but bill's going to be much higher.
Right. And so
And
we
some
were
people are
gonna,
ready to pay.
Yeah.
Actually, we've seen people, they say, well, we don't care, we'll pay whatever it
yeah,
takes.
yep. Yep.
So don't lose your business. Just it's up to you. But these are pretty much our.
Yeah, well,
thoughts.
we don't have much experience in that yet, people. So we opened that Atlanta listing up for allowing pets. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see where that leads us. So we'll have
Yeah.
more to report. Hopefully, people won't be bringing their goats and mini horses into the house.
Yeah, I did see the emotional support donkey before, so I don't know what people buy
know.
nowadays.
But I tell you what, that in the Airbnb chat groups that I monitor, there's been a lot of very happy hosts in the last couple of days because of this rule change that emotional support animals are at the discretion of the host now, except for 2 states. And let's take a guess which states those are.
I guessed one directly, and you guessed both actually.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's California and our wonderful New York.
New York State. Yeah.
So,
So those 2, you have to accept emotional support animals, but nowhere else.
But again, and that's a life hack again. Just research what the cleaning fee is going to cost, and I mean what the cleaning fees are, and
Add them to the price.
Add them to the price, and a lot of times you will avoid the problem with Airbnb saying that you refuse to take somebody. You're like, no, I'm taking it, but the price is just
Yeah, the price is higher. And I mean, honestly, $776 to clean a house, it's nuts. I'm just saying this, dear listeners, this is where our country right now is going to. I mean, it's
Prices
not
are-
hiding. There's no hiding of me that I'm not a Democrat, obviously. And I'm not for our current administration. And we have, of course, our disclaimers that we read that opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of WRU, its license holder or its staff, but there's no secret to this. I think that we're going to see price hikes even higher than this, and that's not just in... I mean, you see it right now if you go to the grocery store, if you look at labor costs, if you look at gas costs. It's not going to go in a different direction with our current administration. That's my opinion.
Yeah. What was the joke I just heard about it?
Not going to make the show political.
Yeah.
That's just...
There was a joke, something that gas is gas more expensive than beer, so drink beer, don't drive, or something.
I had a meme yesterday that said, at this point, gas is so expensive, it's cheaper to just buy cocaine and run everywhere.
Yeah, here you go. But yeah, so pretty much.
So I don't set the prices for cleaning. If you see a $700 fee for bringing your pet, it's not because we're trying to cash in on it.
It's just quote we received.
That is the quote that we received from, I think it was Mary Maids or something.
Mary Maids, and no, Mary Maids not on all the areas, so you cannot just. I try to find like
it's a professional cleaning service, national brand, so it's not.
And what they said for $776, they're gonna do everything from the ceiling to the ground, pretty much, and obviously cushions, the couches, dusting everything.
It doesn't include washing sheets, actually.
Yes, they did because it didn't because you remember she asked.
She asked if we're going to provide them the linen. So, anyways, just
a
heads up what's coming our way. So it's going to be more difficult to survive, in this country. If you making
and
money.
when you're in Savannah, it's actually a little bit better because we do not have that many problems with getting the guests since we're in vacation town. Mm-hmm. But we're running into those problems in Atlanta a lot because the house is a little bit on the outskirts of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So it's sometimes
people would have to drive a ways to get there. And
so sometimes we have a problem to get people, but a lot of times we're getting people more than 30 days up there. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you stay for a couple months, we had people staying 2 and 3 months and more.
And it's nice out there. It's very quiet. It's a little bit outside.
And if you're only paying $770, well, let's say $1,000 per your animal, and you're staying in the house for 3 months, I don't think it's a big price. So pretty much that was our new regulations about Airbnb.
Right. And so we have updated you now. We got about 5 minutes, 4.5 actually, left for our show here, so we're done.
Yeah, let's play
some music and hope you have a great Wednesday. If you want to have a recap of the show, I'm going to try to put it on my YouTube channel in the next couple of days, as well as you can catch older shows as well on my YouTube channel. Also, wru.org has some old shows as well. Of course, we have many shows that you can listen to and go back to if you want to search for the service animals show I did before here on YouTube. It's actually on that channel, so just search for animals on my channel if you want to find that for more information. And I hope you have a great Wednesday afternoon. Go outside, people. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's
fresh,
what we're doing right now. We're going to the park.
Going for a walk. Yeah, do that before it gets dark tonight. Move around a little bit. It's good for your health. So.
Yeah. All right. Stay classy, Savannah.
Stay classy, Savannah. Bye-bye.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.